Perceptions in Culture presentation by Jay Covey while attending Colorado Christian University. This is a Q&A PowerPoint, a discussion on social cognition and cultural perceptions and whether they vary across cultures. Part 1. What is web-based social cognition? It is simply cognition that is based on our perception of others through their online presence. This can be from viewing another's Facebook site to how they send written communication via text or email. The authors of the research done to date have concluded that it appears that both real-world and online perceivers use the same strategy when making first impressions. Two forms of first impressions via web-based communication. Subject A writes, "Can you get everybody together tonight to watch a movie? Let's go to the new theater downtown and grab dinner after." Subject B writes, "Sending out an invite to everyone to get together at the new theater downtown tonight, say 6 p.m. Then let's grab dinner afterward." As you can see, Subject A doesn't care if they spell out every word, while Subject B elects to use proper technique. They both have gotten their point across, but Subject A allows others to perceive them as not worrying about the details, while Subject B makes sure that we understand to the best extent what is being articulated. Social cognition is relevant in the latter part of the text in that there will be those that do not want normal fare after the movie. Can you think of a few culturally diverse foods that you would use in your argument for the selection? Can you relate to these? Easily recognizable, and you can remember even the taste of them. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 99% of you would have not effectively argued this option. Culture as it relates to our perception of others. Can you still relate? Perceptions definitely vary across cultures. What and how people are raised, how they look at life, at survival, creates the biases that present in everything from their appearances to the foods that they deem acceptable sources of their evening meal. Part 2. Compare and contrast Muslims. In keeping with the religiosity in our research, I've elected to reflect on the tenets of what it is to be a Muslim. Christians and Muslims both hold to a monotheistic view of God, though Muslims do not see Christ as anything more than just another prophet. Muslims do not believe that salvation can be or has been invoked by Christ's death. Every man shall answer for his own sins. The mere mentioning of this conviction will make most Americans turn on their effortful processing, as has been explained to us in our text, because their survival may be at risk. This, unfortunately, is the cultural perception that is at work today, not only here in America, but a lot of Western areas. And here are the things that surprised me the most. That they hold to the belief that eating meat that has not been killed in a certain way could or would cause them to sin. That their faith is absolute. By this I mean that they are not open to change or correction. What they've been told is all there is. And finally, that they believe in Jesus, and that he brought the gospel to the world, but nothing more. His death meant nothing. And they believe that Muhammad is the ultimate prophet, and that he brought the recitation, or the Quran as we know it. Not that he came to die for their sins or anything else. Again, they are just words written by another man, yet they dictate every aspect of their existence. And I know that we talk of following Christ and God to the letter of the law, but there is another level obtained by those that follow the edicts of Muhammad, and not to the good. Given this research, has my perception changed? Not in the least. I have always felt that man will do what he wants to whom he wants. Beliefs are always stronger than the will of the follower. When it comes to doing what is right and even when it's wrong, they will act on the self-serving bias of, I was only doing what I was told, when they are caught in their atrocities. The ethos of humanity is wrought with erroneous perceptions and propaganda, and we all fall victim to it one way or another. Whether we attempt self-preservation by going along with the consensus, or we decline to submit and find ourselves at the wrong end of a firing squad for taking the higher ground. I can't say enough about how we will turn the other cheek and just follow along. But sometimes we need to stand for what's right.